around 7 years old. Scream album came out by Ozzy Osbourne. It was his newest one. My dad bought it, and I stole it from him and started listening to it. And then I started buying my own Ozzy Osbourne albums. Here I am now. And I went to Southside back then. There was a teacher named Mr. Yet, and he taught guitar. Then I went on until 4th grade one year. He was going to be gone for the summer. So then I got lessons at Guitar City. I found Jason Densmore. So then I had 2 guitar teachers until I stopped taking lessons from Mr. Yet, and then 6th grade, because I moved on to a different school. So then I've been taking it from Jason Densmore ever since. My dad kind of helped me grow into it, then I kind of branched off on my own. My mom, she supported me and stuff. She got a little bit freaked out with some stuff I got into. I bought this amp. This one I saved up for. I got it at Guitar City. I wanted to get a more sound for like my style. I'm still figuring out how to get my sounds and stuff. I play in the band Mama's Headache, guitarist and keyboardist. What I want to end up doing, I want to end up being able to make a living off of music in some way, but we'll see how things turn out. We're working at it and people are noticing, but we got time.
I'm Gabby Liffert and I ride a unicycle. My grandpa unicycles and he had a unicycle for my mom, but she never learned how to use it, so he gave it to me, and that's when I first got a unicycle. I really wanted to learn how to use it, and this was also like when I first got it. And so my dad, he was like, yeah, it's pretty easy, just get on and balance yourself, because he can also ride one. And I tried, and I didn't make it too far. My dad knew how to ride it, and he kind of told me a couple pointers that I should do, but I mostly learned by myself. My dad, he made this deal with me. If I made it around the circle of our cul-de-sac, he would give me $10 and a smoothie. He thought it would take me the entire summer, but I did it in 2 days, so I was pretty proud then. I kind of wanted to just prove him wrong, that I could do it. I guess I like riding a unicycle because it makes me unique and not a lot of people can ride it. And it's kind of different, a lot different actually, than riding like a bike. So it just kind of is a challenge, and I like challenges. And then, I don't know, I guess it's just kind of fun. Most of them usually think, are you gonna join a circus? I actually introduced my other friend who lives behind me, and she really wanted to learn how to ride it. I mean, she never really made it that far, but she thought it was pretty cool. A lot of people think it's kind of weird and different.
My name is Josie Royer, and I'm a senior at Columbus East High School. Well, I got involved with Exhibit Columbus because my dad was actually one of the helpers. His name's Randy Royer, and he's a landscape architect in Indianapolis. So he's friends with a lot of the people, and he was also one of the mentor type people during the entire process. So he was kind of like, Josie, you should try this. And I ended up really loving it. And yeah, that's how I kind of got involved and started working on the project. Well, we started meeting last year around this time in like September, and then we started the actual design process. So we had 2 teams. We had me and 3 other people, and then another group of 4. And throughout the process, the 2 of the kids that were in my group ended up actually not really coming to the meetings and things like that. So we ended up just having 2 people on my team and then the 4 people on the other team. And we just kind of kept elaborating on the designs, kind of making them more detailed, keep progressing them. And then we got to 2 kind of like pretty final designs. We had to make a proposal and present it to a panel of judges. And then the other team ended up getting theirs chosen, but then we continued to help them throughout the rest of the design process and help them install the actual installation. So everything you see here, we strung it all, we helped design it, paint it, cut the steel, everything. I just helped with this exhibit. I met a few of the other designers from the other exhibits, and we've had a lot of different events and things like that surrounding Exhibit Columbus, but this is the only actual installation that I really helped with. My favorite part about this installation was being able to be a part of something that felt real, you know, like a real world project that I could be a part of. In high school, it's really hard to find, I mean, you have clubs, you have classes that you can take, but it's really hard to find an opportunity where you can actually show what you can do and be a part of something where you get connections, meet new people. So I feel like that was my favorite part, was just getting experience under my belt and seeing what it's really like in the design world. Yeah, so again, my dad's a landscape architect, so I've grown up kind of around people like that, around creative people, and so I think that really affected me, and I think that I definitely know that I want to do something design related in the future. Next year I'm looking at a few colleges out of state, and also IU has a good program for fashion design, which I'm thinking of going into. So yeah, I feel like it definitely helped me expand my horizons as far as figuring out what type of design I want to do. I really loved architecture, so architecture and fashion design are kind of two things that I've really stuck with, so deciding between those will be kind of hard for me, but I feel like this really helped me figure out what I want to do. I don't really feel like there were any specific obstacles. I feel like it was just kind of tedious. I mean, each panel, there are 87 panels around there, I think, and each panel took 2.5 hours around there to string, and each panel took 2 people to string. So it's kind of just a whole year of working on this was just a lot of time and a lot of hard work, but it ended up being so worth it, and I'm so glad with how it turned out.
I first got involved in soccer when I was about 6 years old, 4 to 6 years old, and I started playing Parks and Rec. My dad played soccer as a child, and he coached me through Parks and Rec. And it was really fun, and then by the time I was 9, I went to academy, so that's how it all started. My dad was Mr. Indiana at Columbus North High School, so in Indiana, in his year, he was the best soccer player in Indiana, and he played at Notre Dame.
I just started playing soccer whenever I could walk, I guess. I just started at the earliest age. I don't really know that she influenced me to do it because I was really into it. I think I was into it more than she was when we were little. But some of the movement that she does and stuff like that influences how I play. I'd played soccer at Columbus North actually, and he went to Notre Dame to play soccer. So it just I didn't really have a choice. I kind of had to play it, but I'm glad it was the sport that I had to play because it's really fun.
My favorite position is the 6, which is the holding mid, so I play in front of the defense. And I'm currently playing that position, but sometimes for high school, I drop back to center back, and then for club, I usually play center mid.
I play center mid, but sometimes coach puts me as defense and stuff like that. And last season on my club team, I played forward, but I like center mid. I've watched her play before, and I know sometimes where she's gonna pass and what decisions she's gonna make. But I can do that with anyone. And sometimes I don't because she doesn't really pass me very much. I don't know, she just doesn't, so yeah.
I never played with her before. I've never actually, even though I've seen her games, I didn't know her style of play. And now I can finally understand how she plays a little bit more and kind of see things through her eyes, and hopefully we'll be able to connect in the future on the field.
Well, a lot of the time, we argue a lot just because we're sisters, and we're allowed to argue because we're sisters. I wouldn't argue with one of my friends because I don't know, but I can argue with my sister. So I guess we just argue about where you're passing it and if they take too long and they lose the ball and stuff like that.
My favorite thing about her is that sometimes she's fun to be around and she'll want to do fun things with me, we go driving, go out together. My least favorite thing is that she's so late to everything and she can't get ready on time. That's my least favorite thing.
My least favorite thing is that she always she's a morning person and I'm not at all. So in the morning, I'm usually late and stuff like that, and she just yells at me a lot, and it actually hurts my feelings a lot. I don't know, I just look for approval with her, and just I want to be on time, but I just can't do it. And I don't know, I guess that's it. She's a morning person. That's what I like about her. And my favorite thing is probably like the jokes we make back and forth. Like, I think like only like we understand them, and then my brother tries to join in and it doesn't really work. I guess we just understand each other a lot sometimes.
Based from on our first game, it's going pretty well. The players are great. I like this year a lot better than the past couple of years, and I think we're going to have a pretty good season this year, hopefully.
I think the season's going to go pretty well. I mean, our first game, I think it went very well, so I think we'll be really strong this season.
Hi, I'm Gabe Kirsch, and I have a rare skin condition called vitiligo, which removes the melanin from your skin, which makes the pigment underneath it white. I'm really fortunate to have vitiligo where I do, because there's lots of people out there in the world that have it like across their arms or like all over their face, and it really affects the way they look in a negative way, which makes me feel kind of guilty because mine doesn't really look that unusual. It just kind of looks cool, honestly, in my opinion. Most cases of vitiligo are like around your fingers or on your nose and stuff. I have it in a pretty rare spot to be had. That is actually really interesting because when I moved to this house that I live in right now, our neighbor from right across the street actually had the exact same thing, vitiligo on his right eyebrow, like the exact same place I did, which was really cool when you think about it. I'm really glad that I have it. Honestly, I would rather have it than not have it because for me it's just a really easy way to start a conversation with somebody, because people ask me a lot, like whenever I'm in a new setting, one of the first things anybody ever says to me is like, hey, what's up with your eyebrow? It's just a really nice way to meet new people, and it benefits me a lot, I think.
I've been singing since before I can remember. It's probably been before kindergarten when I got enrolled, because if I couldn't sing, then my mom probably wouldn't have enrolled me. What made me want to sing was the fact that I had a hard life with my mom, and I found that as a stress reliever. I'm in North Stars in concert choir. North Stars is a great choir. It steps away from what you do in a normal choir, where you can do dancing and singing. It combines a couple more things that you don't do in just a normal choir. What I enjoy most about singing is sharing my voice and let people know I do have a voice and I can be heard. I don't feel overwhelmed. I think both of the classes I'm taking, they're more of a stress relief class to get me away from things I'm doing during the day. I think my number one supporter would have to be my dad, because he wanted to show me how much he cared, and even if he couldn't make it to any of my concerts or something I was doing, he'd send someone to watch me anyways. My friends, they're all really supportive, but the thing is, whenever I sing to them, they're just kind of like, whoa, she can do that, and it makes me happy. I think everyone's really supportive of my singing, considering it's something that I do on a daily, and people are just getting used to it. I think the biggest challenge that I faced was singing to a littler crowd, considering they could hear more of my mistakes. So what I did was work from a bigger crowd to a smaller crowd. What keeps me going is the fact that it's just something I enjoy, and I can just keep doing it whenever I want. I do want to pursue a career in music because I feel like as an adult, I feel like that would really be a big stress reliever with things going on in life. And also, I know it'd be hard to get into the music industry, but it'd be fun to try anyways. I'm trying to teach myself piano, and it is really hard to teach yourself, but I think I'm getting the hang of it.